Diplomatic immunity.
And we do have a serious diplomatic situation here.
Diplomatic immunity.
I've got diplomatic immunity.
Diplomatic immunity.
Diplomatic immunity.
And welcome back to the Ruby Tuesday. My name is Ruben, and this is my review for Netflix's new series, The Diplomat. There's 8 episodes, about 45 minutes to 50 minutes apiece. Some sex, some nudity,
not great,
some language,
Looking f***ing psychotic!
some violence. It's got some of everything. Is it worth your time though? Let's jump in. In the midst of an international crisis, Kate Weiler, a career diplomat, lands in a high-profile job for which she was not suited, with tectonic implications for her marriage and her political future. So Kerry Russell plays Kate Weiler, and Rufus Sewell plays Hal Weiler, husband and wife in politics, ambassadors for life, basically, where Kate Weiler has been looking after her husband's career for quite an amount of years. Now the roles are reversed, and this is where we get an interesting strain on the relationship as she steps into her ambassador role in London, where she has to be kind of the voice of reason from the United States to the UK, with a big climactic event that happens at the beginning that overarches the whole story for the 8 episodes. So that's the big thing. It really is a whodunit for every single episode. And then in amongst that, we have dealings with the CIA, who we get to hear from Ali Khan, who plays Aldra Graham. And she's one of the most interesting characters, very intelligent, and whenever she's on screen, you kind of want more from her. And then there is Ato Esanda, sorry if I'm decimating the names. There are just the amount of characters that I kind of wanted to touch on while going into the review. David Gaesi, another character that interacts with the British ambassador a lot. So there's these relationships that are formed.
The house is on fire.
With, I guess, different cultural ties, different politics in there. And sometimes it's friendly and sometimes it's just harsh. The intriguing part here for me with the story, apart from the whodunit of it all, is the mixture of really interesting, intelligent dialogue with the relationships that you see that go on behind the scenes. So people are trying to have normal relationships in a very high stakes, intense political career. And it feels like at some stages, every single person is acting like a child, because if you felt like they just sat down and had a decent adult conversation, they could sort out a number of things. Instead, everything is very cloak and dagger. You've got to be very careful about what you say, when you say, who you say to, because it could have catastrophic things, because so-and-so did something to us, therefore we have to retaliate this way, and now we're in a world war. So it feels like we're at the brink of something terrible happening every single episode, always walking on eggshells, trying to draw back prime ministers and presidents from saying, no, we have to retaliate, let's kill everybody, let's blow something up. That is kind of what's happening. We have a showrunner here who was the showrunner for Homeland, which is an incredible, tense espionage series.
I'm an American.
And The West Wing.
I don't want to feel like this anymore.
Now, if you've ever watched The West Wing is some of the best TV you're likely to see. It's a series that you watch that you wish the people in the White House were like that, and the president was like that.
What part of Holy Scripture do you suppose the lambs of God drew their divine inspiration when they sent my 12-year-old granddaughter a Raggedy Ann doll with a knife stuck through its throat?
It's also a series that when you watch it, it makes you feel like you're intelligent. And some of the dialogue is really like highbrow, and there might be some words you have to look up, but for the most part you feel like you've gained brain cells when you leave watching that series.
This is more important than re-election. I want to speak now.
That is what you get with this. Even though I feel like it's more raunchy, it definitely has more swearing, more adult content in this series for sure. But there's something about the balance between taking what was good in Homeland and West Wing and bring it into a political series. Add a little bit of, you know, those mini-series that we have when we're seeing what's going on in the White House or political, a little bit of Bridgerton.
Pardon me.
Forgive me.
To, you know, add in for good measures a bit of Madam Secretary.
That's really good.
Should I write it down for you?
No, I'm the writer.
Just as long as our roles are clear.
And that's kind of what you're getting here. I love the score for this. It's a very light-hearted, intelligent, fun, bouncy. That's like the best I could describe it. When you need a little bit of, I guess, an atmosphere of the dialogue that's bouncing off of each other, and it's a little bit comic in nature, although the situation they find themselves in is probably not comics, is probably very highbrow, intense, stressful situation. The dialogue of how they quip and retort with each other, and the response of bringing a bit of levity to the intense situation, that is when the score comes in and plays this sort of orchestral bouncing music that brings a levity to it, which is much needed because it is stressful all the time. Between the relationships that are strained, especially we get to see a lot of that between Rufus Sewell and Kerry Russell,
Not butter a crumpet.
who they play, the Weilers, and seeing Rufus Sewell, his character, you know, because we have Kate Weiler as the ambassador and we see a lot of her, but behind the scenes this time around, because as he's the wife partner looking after his actual wife.
I'm the ambassador's wife.
But they call him the wife because that's always those that are behind the scenes helping. And this is what Kate Weiler was the whole time. But this time we have Rufus Sewell, who plays Hal Weiler. And he's had a political career, gaining a whole bunch of contacts and people that he knows the system in and out and how to twist and turn it to the benefit for what he needs.
Here to help.
You don't work for the US government.
And you kind of love to hate him in this. Fantastic presence. The way they play off this relationship that feels 100% like they are husband and wife, like they know each other in and out, but also how strained it is just feels real and tangible, which really brings a grounding to the grandiosa, the pomp and circumstance that you get when you're an ambassador in London and you have all the very highbrow suits, the way that you have to be as a person, what you have to wear. If you've ever seen anything to do with the royals, you'll understand the sort of thing that comes with the politics that is mixed in that way. It feels like that.
You need to lean into the Cinderella thing.
And so we have this grounding relationship as well as her team. And I mentioned David Gassy, where she interacts with this character. It's a nice building of a relationship. We also have Eto Esando, who is fantastic. His interactions with his character with Ida Graham, who's the CIA operative, really fun. And then there's a few others that'll hop in and out as you see the character and the arcs and the story complete. I will say, they must have great faith that they're getting a second season, because damn, the way it leaves it, I was just like, really? You're gonna leave it like that? So it's a great story, really nice introduction into this world, leaves you feeling intelligent and having grown brain cells for watching it. Wonderful interaction, cinematography, music score, all of that is really good. My only reservation is how they've left it, because Netflix have a track record of cancelling really good series. So at the moment, I would give it like a 4.5, but if it gets cancelled, I'll drop it down to 3.5, because then it's just left us wide open with a never ending. So the quality of the show is a 4.5 Nicolas Cages out of 5.
And you got one. Congratulations.
But if we never get a second season, it'll drop, because then it's just way open-ended and we don't know what's going on. So let me know your thoughts and feelings down below. Once you've seen it, let me know who's your favorite character. There's some really quirky, interesting characters that get great monologues. This is a monologue heavy series. Not like it's slow. The dialogue is fast paced and snappy, intelligent, funny, and you want to hear what they have to say. Frustrating at times because of the political nature, and you just believe that this is 100% how things probably work some of the time. Yeah, really nice, interesting foray back into that kind of West Wing homeland place. Again, thanks so much for watching. Really appreciate you guys coming back week on week. If you're new to the channel, thank you so much for subscribing. Normally we do world cinema, anime and animation, and then some stuff that I've watched and going, yeah, I want to have a go at that. Thanks so much for watching, but most of all, until next time, remember, live long and Tuesday.